One. Everybody, welcome to the second of this edition of this doubleheader of Arm Talk. I'm your host, Jody Williams. This time, I got two opponents that will take place at Knuckles Up 3, Fort Lee, New Jersey on May 11th. BJ Fokakis, Mindaguas, the Wrecking Ball, in the house. Gentlemen, how we doing today?
Doing good. It's Friday.
Yeah, feeling well. Yeah, it's Friday. Yeah, feeling good.
Well, good. So, first question, are you guys done with training, or are you guys still training leading up to you guys' match?
Who wants to answer first, you know?
Okay,
right, I'll go first, yeah.
Wrecking Ball, you go ahead. Let me know. Are you done training, or you still got a little bit?
No, still doing my usual, you know. I only do probably about 10 days rest before the match. That's all I do, and, you know. People like to do like light weights before, you know, the matches, but I don't really do the weights anyway. Just do table time all the time, because I think it's the best training. Even, you know, like John Brzezinski said as well, just table time. Table time is the key.
Yep.
BJ, you got anything to add to that?
Well, I would agree. Whenever I started my little arm wrestling journey, I was 32. I'd lay in bed at night and find out who the best people were and try to mimic what they were saying. And I remember very vividly what Mindaguas is talking about. John Brzezinski was saying table time and push-ups and pull-ups. And, you know, since I've been pulling, I've done a lot of the table time thing. And then, you know, here recently, I've actually, you know, started getting in the gym a little bit too. But I do believe that table time and, you know, strap work and learning your alleys and things like that do go a long way in this sport for sure.
Nice. Now, Mindaguas, you had a match with Tim Breslin at Arm Gods recently. Tell us, how'd you feel going into the match, and then tell me your thoughts after the match.
Well, it's probably everyone knew that Tim, you know, is the favorite for the match. But, you know, I think he was confident as well. And he done probably the few mistakes that he said, he never watches, you know, the videos of his opponent, you know, he never does. He just goes to the match and then does, you know, the arm wrestling, and that's it. And then the ways he's doing it. But, you know, at the end of the match, he came down, you know, and he said, by the end of our, you know, super match, you only find out, you know, how to arm wrestle me. But, you know, how we say, you're not swinging the knuckles after the match, are you?
There you go. And BJ, I know you watched that match. I know you were trying to, you know, get some pointers and stuff like that. You know, has your training changed when you found out about this match?
Not really, because, you know, his style and my style are completely, you know, counterable. You know, what I'm doing is counter to what he's doing, and what he's doing is counter to what I'm doing. So, no, not really changed anything. You know, I've actually pushed myself a little harder this time. There's been numerous people, including myself, who have made it a point that I'm the underdog in this match, and I know that.
No, you're not.
I'm not scared. I've lost before, and I'll lose again. I've won before, and I'll win again. You know, I just hope, you know, we come out of there as new buds, and nobody gets hurt, and we put on a good show. That's what one thing I do think is going to happen. I think we're going to have a good show, because unlike Tim, I do study my opponent. So I've watched a bunch on you, about as much as I can find, and I'm sure you've probably done the same. So I do think we'll both be prepared, and I do feel like I'm the underdog. Whether I am or not, that's okay. I'm gonna show up and do my best. That's all I can do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my brain is always like, just to go, you know, focus onto the match. It doesn't really matter who's the famous, who's the underdog, and who's the favorite.
Right.
It's just, you know, it will be a good show, and yeah, it doesn't matter. Well, it is matter, you know, who wins. It always sucks to lose, you know, but yeah, win is always sweeter than a loss. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, Mindaguas, I told Tom, who was on the show earlier, Tom Holland, who will be in your corner, by the way. It's off of BJ.
He will be in my corner as well, mate.
Yes. So I asked him, he's in a very unique situation, just like you, because you've been on Arm Gods, you've been on Arm Wars, and now you're going to be on Knuckles Up. And this is where BJ comes in. Now, let's just say, just for the sake of argument, BJ happens to win. Now, BJ, this is where you come in at. Do you know that Mindaguas is the current superweight champion at Arm Gods.
I do. Like I said, I watched that match and I was very impressed with him. And there's no doubt the guy's a champion, and he proved it. So, Tim's no slouch.
Now, Arm Gods is coming to the States next year because they're coming in conjunction with Winter Blast that takes place in March. Arm Gods will be there. If by chance you happen to pull this win out, do you think that'll be a title match? But the question is, I asked Tom, because he's a champion in his weight class at Arm Gods, how does that work out? So, Mindaguas, I'm going to ask you, how does it work out for your title matches? Do you get to tell Paul or, Marcus, hey, I want this guy for a title match? I mean, how does that work out with you?
It's, I'd say if there is a few choices, we always talk about it, what we're going to do. But, if they come up with a couple names, and we come to the best decision, that we don't want to go for one-way stream, we want to put up the good show, and then we go for, could be a good match, maybe we're in the same level, and then we have to, put some work into it to win from both sides. We never go like, oh, you're going to win, just take that one, it's right. I'm not up for that, Yeah, like they say, I didn't know nothing about BJ, and I said, to Knuckles Up guys, and I said, I need to have a look. I don't know the guy, I looked at it. He's decent guy. He's very strong, and he's been doing it for years and years, as well. And with the experience, I'm underdog because he's the favorite for the match with the experience. I've only been doing that since 2016,
Oh, that's more than me. I started in 2017. So.
Oh, well, yeah. I thought you did more than me.
Well, here's your thing. So now on the other side of the coin, BJ, this is where you come in. Because now this will be your second appearance at Knuckles Up, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now do you think that, hey, maybe I might establish myself. Maybe this might be my home. You can still pull the tournaments, but yeah, you know what? I got a home right here. Call me if you need me. Do you feel like that, hey, this is my gig too? Do you feel that way too?
Well, I can tell you the way that how professional the Knuckles Up guys are and how they treat you. I will never turn down a match. I don't care who they want me to pull. I'll be there every single time. They're so professional, upstanding people. They're willing to go above and beyond, do anything they got to do. So I can tell you, if I had another tournament lined up, I would cancel that tournament to show up to one of their matches if they wanted me there. That's for sure. I'm not sure if you say it Mindaguas or Mindaguas, however you say it. Watch how well you're going to be treated when you get to the United States.
I can say that like in the Lithuanian, accent is like simple Mindaguas.
Okay.
Mindaguas. It's no, Mindaguas. Yeah, it's no like Mindaguas or Mindaguas or just Mindaguas. There's no strong pronunciation. Yeah, just nice and fluent. That's it.
Hey, I'm going to call you Mindy. I've heard you call yourself Mindy. I'm just going to go with that.
Mindy. Yeah,
Minda. That's it, Minda.
Yeah, Minda. Okay. Yeah. So all calls nobody wants, nobody calls me my full name,
Okay.
I'll
call you Minda. How about that?
Minda.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. I'll go used to it. Here in the UK as well, nobody pronounces my full name, man.
So, question for both you guys. Do you guys plan on going to the World Championships? BJ, you can go first on this.
When is it? I'm not even sure.
Well, the IFA Worlds is late September, early October in Greece. And the WAC Worlds will be taking place in Moldova.
Man, I would love to. My family is originally from the Isle of Patmos, Greece. I would love to, but I don't believe so. Not this year. No, sir.
Okay.
I don't think, any of the close competitions, but I don't think about the World. It's just, I'm thinking about the closest matches that I've got, and that's crack on. Usually, if I don't even know, to be honest, when is the next Worlds or whatever. I just hear from someone, I'm doing that. I'm like, when is it? Next weekend? Yeah, I'll go as well.
There's a lot of clicking. I don't know if that's you guys or what. It's not a clicking.
No, definitely not me.
So here's another question, because BJ, you also been on the Monster Factory a couple times, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I know. So at some point, Minda, we expect you to be at the Monster Factory at some point too. So maybe you'll pull Corey West there. You know, maybe you guys can run this back there. But I'm really excited about that. Outside of you guys' matches, who else would you guys want to pull one-on-one? Mindy, you go ahead and go first. Minda, go ahead.
Monster Factory, yeah. Well, to be honest, I never thought about that, but yeah, okay, invitation or something. But you know, to pull in the tournament, I have to use all my holiday. You know, now what I do, I use most of my holiday on the competitions. You know, which is not really good because I want to go away on holiday with the family as well. But it's just this is what doesn't suit me as well. But I would love to pull, you know, all the competitions, you know. And is a cracking noise? Can me or I'll put the mic on mute now to see if it's still cracking.
Yeah, it stopped. Is it me? Well,
I can mute mine and see what happens.
No, well, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't hear it now. Yeah, so it might be on your end.
I think that's
so it's mine, huh?
Yeah,
it might be. Yeah, because when you muted it, it kind of went away. So
you want me to back out and try to come back in, or?
Yeah, back out and try to come back in and see if that works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, because I would love to go. You know, every single competitions. You know, because now we've got coming to the stage that like the competitions is almost every month you can go and compete somewhere, and quite few promotions going on. But at the moment, you know, is there's a Marcus here.
Yeah, he said, "Yeah, you're the man." Ahua, you know, Salenti boys.
I can see that. Oh, yeah. Marcus. Yeah, the thing is just when you got a full-time job and the holidays, you know, you're only getting as many holidays as the company gives you, you know, and that's what comes hard a little bit, you know, to plan loads of things. When you're taking like a family holiday for a couple of weeks, it only leaves you a certain amount of time, you know, and this is what as well, you know, if it's close enough. You go away for the weekend, yeah, it's not a problem. But you know, if you go to like America now, or I'm going to Knuckles Up, I still need to take like 3 days off work, you know. But this is only for the weekend, you know. If you go abroad like that, you know, to New York.
Yeah. Hey, the feedback is gone. All right, welcome back.
Hey, it's that South Mississippi internet.
So, and I know because even I've had talks with my wife about this. And she says, "Babe, you can't go to every event." And I'm like, "Oh, you know," it's like, yeah. And have you guys ever felt a certain way where I wish I can go, but I can't? And then you watch the event and you find out what happens and you sit there and say to yourself, "Man, I wish I was there." Has that happened to you guys before? How about
all
you?
The time. All the time, man. All the time. You think I'm like, I could have been there, I could have done that, you know, but it's like, I appreciate, you know, the times I've got the competitions. If I'm winning it, that's even greater, you know.
Yeah, it's actually going to bite me in the butt 1 week before my match with Minda. I've won the Louisiana State Right Hand Championship the last 3 out of 4 years, and I had to send my belt back with one of my teammates to go back to chop because I can't show up to try to retain it. So that hurts a little bit.
Damn!
Like I said,
it's never too late to cancel.
I'm true to my word. If you listen to what I said, I'm true to my word. I would cancel any tournament to go pull at the Knuckles Up event. Yeah, so there, right there, proves I'm true.
But see, here's the thing. So, and this is how the title belts of Louisiana work. You win your class, you got the belt, but under the agreement, you got to show up the next year. Problem is, if you can't show up, you got to send the belt back. That's the agreement. But I think you get your name engraved on one of the planks.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Thing. Okay. So, I mean, there's that. So already, you know, you got a belt, take your picture with it. Yeah, I'm the champ, whatever. And now it's like, all right, fine. Now I asked Tom, is he aware? Is there any kind of titles in Knuckles Up? And he said no, because they kind of want to establish themselves and get more athletes and stuff. And I do agree with that. And I'm glad that these other promotions, because we'll just say 5 years ago, this stuff didn't exist. Right? AWC didn't exist. Arm Gods didn't exist, right? Knuckles Up didn't exist. So all these promotions coming in, Montana Armbender didn't exist. So when you have all these promotions coming out, it's also giving opportunity to other guys, because before that, it was WAL, UAL, but it was the same elite guys. And so you feel like, okay, I want to see where I stand, but I'm never going to get, I guess you could say, spotlight. But now with these other promotions, shining some light on athletes that we haven't heard of, but they're good damn pullers. Now we can say, hey, where you been this whole time? And it's like, I've been here all along. It's just now I finally found a promotion that will say, hey, I'm pretty good, or they seek you out. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, 100%, mate.
I think
it's like all these promotions, it's coming out, bringing your names up, and if you're good at it, it's naturally going to be someone's going to spot you on the stage, and then they think, oh yeah, he looks quite good, and then they invite you. If you win another one and another one and another one, they're going to be eyes on you.
Yeah.
But before that, how can you promote yourself? No one's going to invite you if you are the top guy, already in the whatever, like used to be the Zloty. Then if you're one of the top guys, then the people knows you. But now it's like loads of promotions going on, and it's quite good. I love it. I love all of them. I love all of them.
There you go. Yeah. And speaking, the high five says, hey, they want to thank you both. Appreciate the sacrifices you both made to come to their event. So already they're on board. Hey, they selected you guys. They matched you up. Thanks. And I'm pretty sure you guys will be treated like kings when you get down there. So, BJ, you feel the same way about that?
Yeah, same way. Like, you're not going to join this sport and be number one on day one. I don't care how big and strong you are. I mean, I feel like as long as you show up to the events and you represent yourself in, a professional manner and treat it like a professional sport, because it is. And, the right people, if you're doing the right things, are going to see you at the right times, and it's going to create opportunities for yourself. And I think if you're doing the right things, they're going to work out for you. So, and that's happened for me. I'm not the top arm wrestler in the United States, but I still get calls to come to these events, and I'm not the flashiest arm wrestler in the world either. I don't get on these shows like this and talk crap to my opponent and stuff like that. And I know a lot of times that that's good for the sport to draw crowds, but that's not me. But I try to let my pulling do the talking, and so far in the past it's worked out for me. So I do believe that you can build your own brand without putting yourself out there too much, just by showing up and doing the right things and being a good arm wrestler.
I agree. And you almost feel like you owe them something in a good way, because you kind of go, and BJ, this is the second time you've been on Knuckles Up. You've been on Monster Factory a couple of times, Mindy, same thing with you. You've been on Arm Gods. You're the current champion there. You've been on Arm Wars. At one point, you were the champion there. I think you've been on, was it East vs. West or King of the Table you were on?
No. I wasn't. I was on Zloty as well, but only when I started it. But that was a year back when I was couple of years in arm wrestling, and I had an injury on my right. I only done okay, I guess, on the left. I went in the top 10, Zloty. Within 2 years of arm wrestling, I'd done well, because there was about 22 guys, super heavyweights over there, and I ended up, top 10. I think that was quite good for me, I was happy about it. And Arm Gods treated me well, and I'm happy with him. Arm Wars treat me well as well, because that's what I'm saying. All the guys treating me as well. Now I'm going to try Knuckles Up as well to see what they like. And but I'm not the guy like BJ said. I don't like trash talk myself, but I like to watch probably other guys.
Right.
But I don't do trash talk, because I'm not the person that does that. But
yes. All right, BJ, you get some love from Candy Passmore. BJ's is a big, sweet teddy bear, one of the nicest guys, and super strong. There you go.
Yeah, I pull against her husband quite a few times, and we've all been friends since day one, back when we were amateurs. So Paul used to whoop on me real good, and he's whooped on me plenty of times as a pro too.
Yes. So, question: what for both of you guys? What does your training look like? I mean, because everybody trains differently. There is no one specific way to train. So everyone does the things differently. How does that work? You know, the wrecking ball. You can go first. What does your training look like?
Since the day I started arm wrestling, I was like a slow puller, and I joined, the local club here, and I was like first day I went in for it, and I was wrecked to pieces. I couldn't lift my arms for about 2 months, and then everyone's giving up after that stage, But I didn't. I just keep going, and I was probably working on my defense because I couldn't do nothing with the arm wrestling. It's just trying, like you're standing at the table, you don't know what you're doing, you just try to catch everyone. And then
Right.
we build it and they build it and they build it. It got tighter and tighter. And then as the scale overturned, I tried to take everyone. And now I've got good defense, but now I've got even better the offense. And now I'm on the table working my defense out, working the lower points, working the middle of the table, and working my offense, trying to get the ready goes as well. Before the competitions, it's probably just trying to get that muscle, get on the defense side a little bit more, because trying to save that energy, and the muscle for the offensing before the match. But yeah, it's like I was listening for Cressy as well, and I thought he's doing exactly the same. When he's like trying to go 100%, before his super match, and then he's training really hard, and he feels weak. Even if it takes a longer break. And he said when he trains with the lighter guys, and then he works on the defensing side, and when he goes to the competition after that, he said he's killing everyone. And this is the way I feel as well. And it feels like I'm training hard, all the time. But before the competition, I'm trying to take it easier, slower, to like heal everything. And then, I'll go fully healed. And then just a good warm up, and then go 100%, 120, 200, whatever.
Nice. BJ, what does your training look like?
Mostly table time. We practice every other Sunday. And in between that, I'll be in the gym, doing, mostly hand and wrist stuff. I'm big on my hand and my wrist. Been for this match in particular, I've been a lot more bicep, pronation bicep type stuff. But like he said, a lot of table time. One thing I've tried a lot more this time that's kind of new to me, but I've been on it pretty hard over the last month, is rice bucket stuff. Getting 400 or 500 reps in the rice bucket. When I'm at work, I own a restaurant, so anytime we're between orders or I have a slow time, I'll have that rice bucket up on my counter and knock out, a whole bunch of that. And what I noticed at our last practice, we were pulling, back to back to back with numerous guys, and I noticed that my hand was not blowing up anymore at all. So
right
now, don't get me wrong, Mindaguas wasn't there, but so I want to see how that translates, to pulling a top level guy like him, because normally my hand does blow up. But it was not. So that felt really good. So it gave me a little bit more confidence in myself.
Nice. Oh, Marcus Thompson says, Mindaguas is safe for this event. I'm not there as a bad influence. So there you
Fuck
go.
off, Marcus. Fuck off, Marcus. Don't give me that pressure on me.
But I'll say this, just like I told Tom Holland, he will be in the whole Armed Gods promotion. They will be in the States next March, because they're also in conjunction with Winter Blast up in right outside of Philadelphia, and they'll be there. So I can only imagine what they got in store. It could be, hey, Western Europe versus North America or whatever. I'm not sure what the matches are going to be. We can only guess, but I'm telling you what, anytime you deal with those guys, it's going to be a barn burner. And when they come to the States, Marcus, you're going to have a lot of people probably hitting you up for, hey, I would like to be a part of that. So just kind of, be aware for that, But Marcus, him and Paul, they're smart guys. They got a keen eye for talent and excitement and all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure they'll make some good decisions there. You know what I mean?
Now, Paul has got like a good sense of arm wrestlers, to put the matches up. And he's doing a really great job. And Paul and Marcus They are good, a good couple, you know, to do the shows, and they are
Yes,
really made up for each other, you know. they,
it's
they,
good. The
yeah,
yin and
it's good
yang.
banter,
You know.
good banter. Honestly, he knows what he's doing, and he knows what he's doing, you know. And they both, which is great.
Right. So, Minda, tell me, what kind of titles do you, national titles, world titles? Tell us all what your
Um,
accolades are.
I don't know how to switch my camera. Oh yeah, is there? Oh no, I can't switch it. I don't know how to switch the back camera.
Oh, he's going to show it. He's going to show us some awards.
No, just a few from the arm guards.
Oh
Nice.
man, look at them belts. You see that?
just just a
You
few.
see? Oh man, you
I
see
don't,
that?
I don't show all the little ones.
He's got a couple.
Man.
Yeah, I've got a couple. But
So,
yeah, it's,
Minda,
yeah.
there you go. Holly Stewart. She's
Holly
saying
Stewart.
hi. There you
Yes.
go.
Hi there. James
So,
Stewart. James Stewart is the beast. Have you seen him working with his Thomas dumbbells? He gets like two of them in each hand and he just walks around the gym. Honestly, it's
wow.
people like me having a hard time just to lift it, you know. He gets one in each hand and just walks around in the gym, man. He's the guy who beat Pork Chop.
Yes. So tell me something. Those belts, was there 3 or 4 of them there?
4 of them there.
So
There's before the arm gods, there was the arm wrestling gods. The title, you know, I've got, and because they finished that, I had to defense like a few times. I know I kept it. That's mine. And there was another one, you know, for the Ireland and UK. I've got that, and I've got another one, you know, which is against Tim Bresnan, the world title, and yeah, the one in the Canada as well against the Rick.
So
And the independent.
I'm not trying to stir nothing up. Marcus is in the chat. You're here. BJ's here. BJ, you saw the video. You saw my man do this, and you're like going, huh, okay. What if by chance you get invited to go over there to Ireland and compete against, you know, my man over here for one of those belts, or by chance, maybe next year, next spring, come March, when Ongrass comes to the States, and I'm pretty sure my man over there, Mr. Dulskas, is going to come over there with one of those belts and defend it. What if your name surfaces up? Then what? What are we looking at?
Well, if it's in Ireland, then I need to start working on the passport. And if it's going to be in the United States, then I'll be there. No question. It's just one of those things that I enjoy these types of competitions, this type of level. And I'm going to, in the match that we have coming up, I'm going to do everything I can to leave them no doubt that to where, okay, we got to do something with this guy, and, that's my goal. That's my goal is I'm going to get in there and compete at the highest, of my ability, and hopefully it speaks for itself. And if not, then I can say I gave him all, but leading up to the match, I did, what I could do to be prepared. And if he leaves victorious that day, he was the better man. That's just part of it.
Well, this is going to be like, for me, kicking my ass if I lose the match against you now. Then I'm going to call you for another rematch for the belt, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Because
if you like lose, you have to keep hunting that belt off me.
Now, I'm not a promoter by any means, but I'll look at it like, if BJ comes out on top on May 11th, or he pushes you to the brink, maybe that might be, hey, the next contender for the Commonwealth title. As Marcus just stated, it's the Commonwealth belt. And maybe BJ can say, hey, guess what? I showed you what I can do. I can do the same thing on your soil. Now, make me the number 1 contender. That could be a thing. And I'm sure Marcus will be watching on May 11th. What do you think, Mindy? What do you think about that?
Well, I'm up for any opportunities as well. I'm up for arm wrestling. This is what I can say.
Yeah.
I'm the arm wrestler. I'm up for, for everything.
BJ, what do you think?
Oh, man, it's just exciting times in arm wrestling to even be in these conversations. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be invited to the Knuckles Up again. I'm happy to be, just in the conversation. That's where I want to be. And as long as my name gets brought up, that's the goal.
Because if by chance you were able to secure one of those belts, it ain't like, well, I got to send it back because I ain't going to be able to go. It's like, man, you are the Commonwealth title. You bring that bad boy back to the States, there's going to be video, there's going to be photos, there's going to be drinking, whatever the case may be. And I'm telling you right now, BJ Fokakis, the super heavyweight Arm Guys champion, has a ring to it, doesn't it?
It sounds good. It sounds good.
It's hard to take that off me.
Oh, hey, there's no doubt about that either. That's why I know this is going to be a war. It's going to be a war.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt.
And I don't want to give out secrets because I know you sat there and BJ, you sat there, you watched, with all due respect to Tim. Tim's a good guy, and you kind of go, all right, was there something you saw that you could have done better if you were in that position without telling everybody what you're going to do?
I mean, just watching it, to me, it looked like Tim was asleep. It looked like, I don't know if he thought he overlooked him. I'm not sure. He just didn't look like he was ready to fire off. And that's one thing I'm known for doing, is trying to get into a good position early. And it just didn't look like Tim was able to do that. It looked like Minda did well at driving across the pad to take his hand away right from the get-go. And, that's things I've been training against, and not saying I'm going to blow right through them or anything like that. But, that would be the goal. That's the ultimate goal, is to go right through them. But that, like Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face. So
there you go.
I'm going to show up and try to do the things that I do well. I know the things that he does well, and I'm going to try to stay out of those positions, as I'm sure he's trying to do the same, in my position.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Like you've done your research already, but that's what I was mentioning. Like Tim, he came to the match, he was prepared, he thought, but he didn't watch any of my videos. He didn't know who I am, but he was the favorite for the match, and I think it's my thoughts. I think he was like thinking that he's gonna just come down, take me down, and then he goes home. That was it. But it didn't go that way.
No, not at all.
So, Mindaguas, I'm gonna ask a question. You know where I'm going with this. So, BJ, have you ever got the opportunity to taste some of Minda's juice?
No, I saw the video of y'all sipping on it, though. I'm not a big drinker, but I'm willing to take a sip.
Man, we are in Manchester, and Arm Wars Iron House 3. Yeah, see? Man, I took a sip of that stuff, and woo, man.
That's why that dude's so strong.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm strong.
Are you going to be bringing some of that to the event?
Yeah, I don't think I can.
Oh yeah, man. They're not going to let him.
No, just say it's like, it's this rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, a little stronger.
Man, if by chance you get the opportunity to go to Ireland and compete for that Commonwealth belt,
yeah,
something you have to do. I mean, Marcus is going to say, "Hey, you got to drink with us if you're going to be a part of this." But something you have to do. You have to get a batch of that. I'm telling you. Because I had some of that, and I was like seeing triple. I might even post a video of me just being weird, because that's
usually people, gets in and gets like a little shot, and I said, people just try, it's just good stuff, and he put that like that much, in the glass, and he was like sipping it like. It's like a water. I'm like,
you better slow down.
I can't even fucking do that. He just necked it. I thought that's gonna be fun.
It was cold that day, and I had some of that, and I felt warm inside. That's all I can tell you. But I'm telling you, it was nice. It was cool. So if you ever get a chance to go over there, you have to do that. You have
Absolutely.
So I know you said you guys train, table time. Pretty much, is more important than weights or working out, that kind of stuff. So explain to us, how much weights are you guys doing in comparison to table time?
What can I say? Don't do weights. Simple
He's
as.
all table time.
It's my old table time, mate.
And the thing,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, I was going to say, the great John Brezink, he even said, hey, table time works for me. Not that he's never done weights before, but he said himself that, hey, I've done weights before, but he said it never really, he got stronger. I think there was a video saying he benched over 400 pounds before.
I don't get me wrong, yeah. I've done the weights before, as well. I was working out, my hands, my shoulders, everything, the chest. But I've done like in the gym. I was working out on a cable, and I felt so strong, yeah. And I was doing like back pressure on the cable, and I've done some stupid weights as well, like 56 or 57. And I just keep pulling it, and I felt, I feel great. And then next day, I can't lift my arm. And I'm like, I didn't pull anything, and something is not right. And for the next 10 months, I couldn't lift the 5 kilo.
Wow.
And I said, nah, that's done for me for arm wrestling. I'm going to do the table.
Yeah, I don't blame
that's
you.
Yeah, that works out for me. It's like, because it's probably, I'm lucky because I've got very strong guys in our gym as well, arm wrestling gym, because I've got Lee Weber as well. We've got every Sunday, we've got about 25 guys turning up, and we've got so many strong guys that we can stay on the table in the middle and we're not going anywhere, and then you're putting like almost 100% into it and you're working out your angles, and you can't change that into anything. The gym is not going to give you more than that.
Right.
And especially like when I work out like 100% into it, for the next 3 days, I'm just recovering. And I can't even go to the gym.
Yeah.
BJ, how you feel about that?
I'm kind of the same way. Here lately, like I said, I've been in the gym a little bit more. Like I said, we practice every other Sunday at 2:00, and now that I've been pulling, 8-9 years, I'll be one of the first ones to leave. I'll get in there and get my arm good and blown up, and then I'll leave it to all the younger guys. I live in the same town as Dusty Hyatt, so we get to train together quite a lot, and that guy's progressing super fast. I mean, it's unbelievable how good he is. So I can actually get in there and get some good work in with him and some of the shed arm wrestling guys. That's some of our crew. So every other Sunday I try to get over there, and don't get me wrong, I miss some Sundays. But 3 or 4 days a week here, especially training for this match, I've been in the gym doing some type of arm wrestling specific. Now, I'm not the type to be in the gym trying to get abs or anything like that. It's all hand, wrist, bicep, pronation, supination. It's all arm wrestling related. And I get people looking at me weird all the time, but that's just part of it. I'll be over there holding 45-pound weights, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Man, I'm working on my finger strength."
They don't get it.
Why do you need that? What are you doing? It's nothing. It's like a gym workout. Someone's going to take the videos, upload them, somewhere. It does look funny, in the gym.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna put you guys on the spot. We'll put you guys on the spot. Here's a question. After May 11th comes and goes, what do you expect out of this event? BJ, you can go first.
Well, I mean, if everything goes to plan, it would be what you just was talking about, maybe opportunities from Armed Gods or, maybe another opportunity with Knuckles Up. That would be just as good, if not better to me. I like the Armed Gods organization, what they're doing, but so far I've had no part of that, but I know exactly what to expect from the Knuckles Up guys. And from what I've heard from Knuckles Up 1 to Knuckles Up 2, it was all improvements. And I can just imagine they probably done it again. These guys have a lot of want to. It don't seem like they're doing it for selfish reasons. You're going to get that feeling that they're doing it for you. And I would be happy just to keep getting invites to come to these, here and there whenever they need somebody, whatever. But if it all works out good, bigger opportunities. And when I say bigger, I mean international, because Armed Gods is pretty freaking big. I mean, I can't wait to be at this Barrymore Film Center because of the event that they threw at the Hilton DoubleTree was amazing. So this Barrymore Film Center is just going to be crazy. I can just go ahead and tell you.
There you go. What about you, Minda? What do you think? What do you expect out of this whole thing when it comes and goes?
The thing is, I love all these like competitions that you're not gonna get contracted with. It's like I don't want to be attached to anyone. I want to be. I'm doing arm gods. I love them. I want to go to Knuckles Up again. I don't know what the experience like over there. But thanks for them. To inviting me. I'll feel. What's like over there, and then any promotion. I want to go. I just want to compete. I don't want to wait for 5-6 months, to another competition.
Right.
I want to be like sitting now, and then someone's gives me opportunity to pull within the next 4 weeks. I'll say, yeah, I'll go. And this is the way I like, And Knuckles Up, this is like second time they invited me. The first time I let them down because I couldn't go there, and I'd done probably the biggest favor to Kamil Jablonski because I was supposed to be there pulling the big man.
Right.
Yeah, I was supposed to be pulling Dave Schaefer there, but I couldn't go there. I couldn't just be there.
And here's what I like about that, because sometimes, and a lot of people can speak on this. Sometimes when you get an opportunity, Monster Factory, Arm Wars, Arm Gods, Knuckles Up, AWC, whatever, aside from the obvious, King, East vs. West, and King of Table, when you get that call and they handpicked you, hey, we'd love to have you come to our event. What if we match up with so-and-so? And what if you're like, and you're semi-hurt, and you almost don't want to turn it down because some people think if I turn this down, I might not get an opportunity again. So do you think some people feel like that, where like, hey, man, if I turn you down, but they call you back, you're like, oh, thank God they called me back. They still believe in me. Do you guys feel that same way, that some people just, you jump on it no matter what because they're afraid they might not get that call again?
I might felt a little bit, but I was already with the Arm Gods. I'm still with them, and they promoting me, it's all cool. And I was literally away on holiday, and the day they invited me, that was like literally traveling back with my car with family, all the way through the Europe, and then getting the boats. It cost me a fortune, and I couldn't cancel all just like that and then go there. It's like the day they choose, that was probably the worst day for me to accept. I couldn't accept that, and that was like, and when you see the name Dave Chafe, to go against them, like, damn, I can't do it. It's like I have to say no.
Right.
I said, do you know what? I have to say like no, and I did write it back, and they did understand me. People got their lives, and then here we go. They invited me again, and I'm back with them now.
BJ, how do you feel about that?
I definitely think you should, if at any cost that you can, with these types of opportunities, that you should jump on them at any given chance that you have. Now, what he was saying, the opportunity was coming across the pond, and it just wasn't going to work out for him at the time, and that's completely understandable. But I just think it's one of those things that if you have to put off a tournament that you've been training for to go to one of these opportunities at the time that you're offered, it's a good time to go, because these organizations, Knuckles Up, Monster Factory, they're not going to sit around and wait. They're going to have to find somebody to fill that spot. So,
right.
If they're giving you a time period to answer, you better do your best to try to get in there in that time period. But that's just my opinion. Everybody has things that come up in life that restrict them from doing things. And there's been times that I've had to say no to going to events, and I didn't want to. But I do think that when you're given the opportunity, you should always jump on it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've turned down another Monster Factory event. I've turned down another Arm Wars event because work, life, changing jobs, all that kind of stuff, other stuff I got going on. So, and I feel bad for it, but at the same time, it's like I got to make this, situation happen. So I do understand that, but it's good that Knuckles Up came around. and said, hey, Mindaguas, you can't make it. No problem, no big deal. They gave you a call again. Hey, what about you and BJ? So, you get that opportunity again, and you're like going, oh, I like that. Don't know who BJ is, but I'm going to go ahead and look him up and see what I can sink my teeth into. And I know BJ has heard your name over and over, being that you're the Armed Gods champion. Okay, now here's BJ. Now, this is what I do. If I'm training to be training, it's just normal training. However, if I have a match plan, my training is a little bit different. Is that the case for you too?
Oh, for me, for sure. Like I said, I've definitely trained more against his style of arm wrestling, which I'm sure he's capable of going any direction that he needs to. But, basing off what I saw against Tim, and, me and Tim are similar in ways. He's more of a really far outside top roller. I try not to get that far outside because I apparently don't have Tim's strength. But so, I've definitely trained, tinkered with things that would be more against Minda's style of pulling, no doubt.
I think my training is just always stayed the same. It's just trying to get these angles working out. I know the way he's arm wrestling as well. I did probably try to work out a little bit more on the Tim's style, because his style, he feels like he's losing it, but he's not. This is his strength. This is where he's best at. Mm-hmm. And when you hit that wall, into his power, it's like, it feels horrible. It does feel horrible. When you're staying there and you can't do nothing about it, it's just so much stuff going through your head, and it's just, you have to deal with it. And then, you lucky enough, to win.
All right. One last question. Have you ever felt the situation where before you get to the table, you know what you want to do on the table, but when you grip up with your opponent, you feel like, okay, this is not going to work. Now I got to change gears. Has that ever happened to you before? And what do you do about that? Mindy, go ahead.
Probably when I was more novice, and you think you've got a plan. You come to the table, and like within the 3 or 4 years in arm wrestling, you come to the table, you know what you're going to do, and you change your style, and then this is where it comes to fuck up. And you cannot do that. You got your execution plan. You have to stick to it. There is the ways, if you feel different, on the table, and that doesn't work, you do make little adjustments, but you don't want to be in your weakest spot. You're always aiming for your best, position on the table. You're always going to do that. If you are shit top roller, and I'm not going to get there, unless another guy is going to be way weaker than my top roller, but which is not the case. I know that BJ is a more top roller. I don't really want a top roller. This is the way. He knows that. I know it.
Right.
How about you, BJ? You ever got to a point where you had a game plan, and as soon as you get to the table and you gripped up with your opponent, you felt what was going on, you kind of go, okay, my original plan may not work now because he's put himself in a position to stop what I had going on, and then you got to change gears. Have you ever felt that, and what'd you do about it?
The first couple of hands that I ever gripped up that I felt like I was out of the ball game, I'm like, oh crap, what's going on here? Those actually turned out in my favor. Once they said go, I guess my wrist was better than I thought. But when gripping up with those guys, I was like, oh shit. But no, I've had people in the past that I was gripping up, and I tried to make, like he said, an adjustment into a spot that I'm not normally good at. And that's one of those learning from your mistakes type deals, because he's exactly right. You should always go to where you feel most comfortable. And then if you got to make changes after that, so be it. But, you should always hit your alley and your lane and see what happens there for sure.
There you go. Well, boys, I want to thank you so much for taking time out. I know we're in different time zones right now. BJ is probably 4:20 over there?
4:20.
It's 2:20 here. Minnick, where you at? Are you 9:20 at night over there?
10:20.
10:20 at night. Yeah. So think about that. We're sitting up here with all these different time zones, but I know it's late at night. You had a little nightcap.
It's Friday. I'm still on
Enjoy it.
Enjoying myself.
It's afternoon here. Like some people here, like finishing up lunch over here. So that's where we're at. But
I'm watching my belts, man. I'm just enjoying myself.
well, you know what? I can't wait to see it. I'll be doing some commentating. I wish I could be there in person, but again, Knuckles Up got me doing something new for them, and I'm proud to be on board with it. So that means I cannot give any predictions. So there you go. However, guys, thank you for joining me on the show. And until then, train hard, get there safe, and we're going to see a good show. Guys, thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend.
Absolutely.
Thanks
Good to see you, bud.
Thanks,
nice to meet you, Minda.
Nice to meet you, BJ.